It's his craft. He's good at what he does.
He is very
This fucker's
great.
amazing what he does.
You're lucky to have him. He's a blessing for
Yeah, he
sure.
sure is.
I'm sure you're a blessing too.
He sure is. And we compliment each other good.
Yeah.
He's my partner on the show. He's like, yeah, I don't just partner with somebody just to partner with somebody. I partner with like-minded,
Yeah, you
well-driven,
have to.
hardworking, long-term, goal-oriented. Like it's
You want to see the hustle and the passion in people.
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
A lot of people don't have that. You'd be surprised. You think that they do, but they don't.
No, they say they do.
Yeah, I mean,
Watch
like,
too much TV.
It's yeah.
But it's actions or it's not words. It's
Yeah.
actions. It's
Yeah.
always actions.
It's always actions.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you lie to yourself, that's probably the worst thing, But you have to learn. Sometimes you have to go through things and, oh shit, I'm really not putting. It could be for anything, right?
Yeah, no, you're
even
right.
for MMA training. I mean, gotta put the work in, right?
It's
and
100%.
it shows.
You don't get work. It's just one of the sins is work, wealth without work.
Exactly.
Right? You don't
Yeah.
get it without work. You gotta work.
Exactly. 100%.
So let's just get this thing rolling. Welcome to Studio 88. Today, my special guest, Anastasia Nikolokakos.
Hello.
Team Any Animale. She was, before you turned pro, she was my amateur champion. Tore through the scenes. I met you through Ryan Grant, RG, a good friend of ours who's your coach. Great man. Told me a story that you were a gym girl who just came to the gym just to get in shape. Had zero desire to fight.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, at that time, I grew up with martial arts, but at that time, the focus was jujitsu, like gi jujitsu. And then a friend of mine is like, come to the 1 o'clock class, cardio, like boxing. I'm like, okay, I'll come. So I had clients that day and I made it happen. And I went in there and it was like a cardio kickboxing, but it was real. And,
How long ago was that?
oh my God, like what? I would say 7 years now.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy. Time flies. But yeah. So from then, they're like, "There's something in you, girl." I'm like, okay, we'll see what happens. Obviously. And then I kept going and I kept loving it, and then it just became a part of the regimen, the schedule.
Your energy is fantastic. Like I see you post videos. You're always I don't think I've ever seen you be negative. You're always positive. You're always about lifting people up, making people better, seizing the day. And that's a relatively new thing I've seen you do online.
I was quiet for a while, and like everyone's like, "Why don't you be on social media?" And I hated it. I didn't want to, be on social media at first. And then I'm like, you know what? But there's so many things that I need to offer. There's so many things that I have to do that's a part of my path, and it's not just MMA. I've talked to Dara about this as well, and there's other aspects of Anastasia. You know what I mean? There's other gifts. There's other. I take them as gifts because I think they're blessings, and I think I need to share them with the world. And so that's what I'm doing. So it's crazy because it comes so naturally to me, and I've always been like this. And I just feel like it's, especially now more than ever, people are so negative. And, obviously life circumstances, everybody is going through shit. You know what I mean?
This year's been...
It's been intense. Businesses failing, no money. Everybody's scared. This pandemic, are we going to get sick? It's like, what's real? What's not real? Is it really a thing? Is it not? It's like people didn't know where to turn. You know what I mean? And throughout all this, it was just, I don't want to sound, conceited or whatever the case is, but I'm like, I just got to do me. I gotta help the world in some way. And so that's why I became more on social media, just doing me. Like, I love dancing. I've always done dance.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to say this. You have moves.
I'm all right.
I see the videos and I'm like, oh shit! Did you do dance?
I grew up doing dance.
I could tell.
Like hip hop dance and stuff like that. And then martial arts was there as well. Soccer, I was in everything. But dance was one thing, along with wrestling and stuff like that. Dance, I wanted to be a dancer. Like, I wanted to be an actress and a dancer, and I wanted to do
good footwork, good coordination.
Yeah,
right? All that stuff ties in with fighting. That's incredible.
It does. That's why I think that's why I move like that. And everyone always laughs. They always call me Twinkle Toes, and they've always been like that. But that's how I move.
I remember the first time I saw you fight was in Windsor, and it was on an amateur card. And I remember I saw RG backstage rapping. He was rapping your hands. I said I just did a nod to him because I seen him, and it wasn't my event. It was another event. And when I saw you come out, and you had the stance in you was completely different. You were very unorthodox. You weren't. It was almost. I could tell you had come from whether it was karate or taekwondo.
Yeah, it was karate. Yeah.
I could tell. Like just you switch your stance a lot. You take the angles that you take. You're just a very unorthodox fighter, and you're a fucking savage.
Yeah.
Like you're a
I'm
savage.
alright.
So now you're signed Invicta. Have you heard any news about that?
Well, I
Things
did,
opening back up.
well, things are open. I think it's just the whole visa and everything like that, going back and forth. I think the fighters, I think they're looking for the fighters right now that are in the States. I think it's a lot easier for them to process, getting fighters that are already in America, that are American fighting each other, you know what I mean? So I did speak with Shannon. So hopefully something comes up. We have to speak a little bit more. I have some other offers as well that I'm not, that we're looking into, that different organizations as well. But there's no finalization right now. We just got the paperwork. We're looking at everything and see what the next options are, right?
This fight game's a grind, isn't it?
It is, right? But I mean,
Because I was almost fortunate enough to have you professionally.
yeah,
On
we
the
tried
last
to make
Toronto
it happen.
card, but it didn't happen. But listen, sometimes things aren't meant to be at a certain time,
Exactly.
and it's like
I always go off of that. That's my approach for everything.
and then COVID.
The COVID happened.
It happened.
Listen, it is what it is, right? But yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully in the future, right? But hopefully Invicta. I mean, whatever comes, you got to kind of just look at all your options. Invicta's here, okay, let's do it. It works. It's planned out. Okay, let's do it. If something else comes, then we got to take that opportunity as well, right? Because you're not getting younger. You know what I mean? I don't want to be doing this for years. I'm not 21. I wish I was 21, but I'm not. So I want to get it done now. You know what I mean? So
What's the plan? What do you want to do? Where do you project yourself in, say, 3 years? Let's say COVID stuff all clears up. Where do you think? Where do you see yourself?
I mean, for my this has always been a thing in my mind. I think I always said by like 34, 35, I wanted to stop fighting. Just because there's so many other things I want to do. That it could be martial arts based, of course. Martial arts is my life. It's 75% of my life. But things change, you know what I mean? Even since the COVID, different things are happening. I'm working on a lot of other things as well in my life. But that is one thing I said by 34, 35, God willing, I do it. Now I'll stop at 35. You know what I mean? And if God says longer, he says longer. If he says less, it's less. But my intention is always to be the best. And, everything has to work in line with that. That means it comes from the coaching. It comes from the teammates. It comes from the structure of everything. It's not just going in there and like, I trained for a week or 3 weeks or a month. Like, no, it needs to be like, it's a
Lifestyle.
It is a lifestyle, but everything leading up to a fight for me personally needs to be in balance. Everything. It means my coaching. It means my teammates. It means the people in my life. It means everybody that is around my aura needs to be vibing on that same level, on that same frequency. So if you're around it, if you're around me, like even 2 months out, you'll feel it. You know what that energy is like. It's very intense. Everybody's different. You know what I mean? Some people are in the back of the dressing room getting ready to go out and they're fucking, sorry my language, but they're hitting, their coaches are slapping them like to get them ready. Some people are, on their headphones just calm. Some people are sleeping. Some people don't listen to any music. So my whole vibe is, everybody's vibe is different, right? So these are the things that I look at, and I'm very spiritual, so I always pray about things, and whatever I pray about, I get the answers. And I've always got the answers. And, I had to pull out a fight for Invicta. I got injuries. But that training camp was the most intense training camp. There was a lot going on in my life at that time. And I was angry. I was angry going into the gym. I've never been angry. I don't fight like that. I don't mesh well with that. You know what I mean? Like I can't vibe like that. But I was like a beast. And so, because I'm spiritual, I pray about things, right? And so I was fighting everything. Like, no, we're fighting. I had injuries. I was fighting. I didn't want to tell anybody about my injuries. And I was praying about this. And God kept God gives me signs, right? He kept saying, no. And I kept saying, yeah. More injuries. Okay, I'm going to put, okay. And then it was too much. I had to tell my coach, like, I can't walk. Like, there's something wrong. I need to let you know. This is about, like, we're about 2.5 weeks out. You know what I mean? Like, there's shit going on. And everyone knew it. Everyone can feel it when you're around me. If I'm not happy like this, something's up. You know what I mean? So I was fighting it for a very long time. And then it just came to a point where it was like, I prayed again. I got my answers. My teammates agreed, it's best that, we don't fight. We don't take this fight.
RG is really good at knowing what's best for his guys.
Oh my God.
Like when I talk to RG, it's he's one of the realest guys I know. Like he just give straight. This is what it is, Jamie. This is what it is, bro. Listen, I tell you that like, he gives it to me straight facts, and that's
That
what
does sound like him.
like. What I love about him is he's always been straight and honest, to the point, and I respect that. He's your main coach.
Yeah.
Who else do you work with?
Well, we used to have a coach, Almaz, but he has left the gym since. They were my main guys. So going into the gym, it was obviously RG, who owns the gym, coach. And then my Russian coach, Almaz, Dazmatov, who has left the gym now. But, RG's my main. And then I have my teammates and all that stuff, right? And then Paul Jalbert from Burlington.
Okay. You want to hear a funny story?
Tell me.
This is so
I'd
cool.
love to hear it.
Just one thing. Anastasia, you're sliding away from the mic.
I am.
There we go. Yeah.
That's that groove, eh? She's always moving.
I feel like it's too high. Can I tip
Yeah,
it down?
adjust it. Here, let me help you out.
I'm good.
Yeah, we'll get your mic
It's
set
a
up.
weird
There.
stand.
I'm good.
Well, we'll get this mic set up while I tell this cool story.
Okay.
So when you fought for me in the London Music
Thanks.
Hall, you fought Tia Bison. It was for the championship title. And you broke your hand in the second round.
Yes.
So nobody okay, so Paul told me this story, and I was talking. I can't remember if I was talking to her on the phone or it was in person, but I was telling him I think I was praising you to him, saying, "Dude, like this girl is fantastic, well spoken, articulate, polite, professional. Like you're everything that I would like to see in an athlete, and I respect that about you." So I was telling Paul this. I was like, "This," and he goes, "Jamie, you don't understand, bro." He goes. In between rounds, he goes, Annie's sitting on the stool, and I walk over and he goes, I knew something was wrong with her. He goes, I know her. There was something wrong. And I said, Annie, what's wrong? And he said, you said, I think I broke my hand. I think my hand's broken. And he goes, what do you want to do? He goes, Jamie, no word of a lie. He goes, she leaned off the stool, looked past me at her opponent from across the cage and came back and goes, I want to knock this bitch out.
I don't even remember.
And you don't remember it? And when he told me that, I was like, wow. Like she broke her hand.
I don't remember that.
And he goes, dude, she's a savage. and that story stuck with me because I was like, that's incredible. Most people quit. I broke my hand, that's it. And it's amateur.
Really?
This is the best part. That was the best part. Most people get, fuck it, I broke my hand. Let's just call it a day. It's amateur. Who cares if you lost? But you were so into it. You so wanted to win that fight that I remember putting the belt on. It didn't even fit on you.
Yeah, that was a big. I remember that it slipped off. That was a good moment. That was a cool moment for me, yeah, for sure. And I said after that.
Keep nice and tight to this.
Yeah. So after that, that's a big difference. Eh? Wow. After that event, I even told the coaches, and I said, wow, Jamie really knows how to. It was an amateur show, I said, but that was an amazing amateur show. And I said, I would love to fight for him in the future as well. And if he ever did a pro show, because you were so professional. So I know you're giving me the compliments, but it's actually, you do amazing. And just putting it together, you want to take care of your fighters. And I feel like, you guys, you listen, enjoy doing that.
You broke your hand. When these things happen, when the fighters get injured and they go home and they're all beaten and they're all broken. And, I'm a part of that.
Yeah.
I signed you up to do that.
Yeah.
Although it was your own will that did it, I was an influencer of that. So part of me always feels bad when somebody breaks something or they get knocked out or they lose and they take it really, really badly. I have a conscience. So it bothers me.
Yeah.
So if someone's not happy or they're not having a good experience with me, that shit resonates hard, man.
Because you're passionate.
I'm
We're just
passionate
talking
about
about
this.
hell yeah, you are.
This is what I love to do this. And COVID fuck shit right now, but we'll be back.
100% you
You know,
will.
and I hope that I get honored to have you before you get scooped up and flown off somewhere else, because you're there. You're pretty much there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the COVID did affect, of course, training and all that stuff. Like I'm always training. I go for my runs. I train. I always train on my own. But being in the gym is a totally different thing. I mean, getting that, mat in, that wrestling, all that stuff is very, very important. It's important to me for my overall game. So I can run, I can dance, I can do a whole bunch of fitness stuff. But being in the gym is the most important thing, because you're vibing with your whole team. It's a totally different element. It's a different energy. You know what I mean? So for me, everything's going back slowly. So obviously different things are happening in life. I'm working on so much right now. So it's like, I need to get into the gym, but it needs to be perfect. It needs, like, if I'm there for an hour and a half, I want to work for an hour and a half. And it's harder right now because we don't have the mats right now because of the COVID, and you know what I mean? So we got to get new mats in, and it's like, okay, well, opportunities are going to come. I know I want to continue fighting, because I'm not going to do this for much longer. That's 100%. So how do now I got to travel maybe to different gyms that have the mats, that have the bodies, because right now we can't grapple at my gym. We're doing boxing and all that stuff, right? So it's finding the outlets, to gyms that are even doing it like underground right now because of everything, to get that work in, because I need to get that work in.
Because you can get a call, literally.
Yeah, it's like, and I told you my process is very intense. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna fight next week. No, I need to prepare mentally. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have a process. So it's now finding the places that I can get my training in, because if that call happens, if I don't feel mentally ready, like I've trained, I'm not lying to anybody. I'm not gonna lie to myself. I'm passionate about this shit. Like, it will not happen. I will not fight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I need to be in there doing the grind, feeling like, fuck, this was a hard, sorry my language, like, this was a hard day, boom, okay, next one's gonna be better. Like, that is the balance between everything leading up to a fight. You know what I mean? And some people are like, yeah, I'll fight tomorrow, cool, but have you been training? I mean, some people are just ready to go, amazing. It's not that I'm not.
I think most aren't.
Right, but and people lie to themselves because they feel like they're obligated because they're coaches, and it happens, but you're the one in there at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, if there's shit going on in your life too, and you're distracted, I mean, how the hell are you going to fight properly? You cannot. Everything has to be in balance. And that's how it is for me when I go into a fight. So if I get the call tomorrow, where are my mats? You know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is right now. We have to get everything. Everything is up in the air. Everything is slowly transitioning. Do you know what I mean? So this is very important to me. And like, I'm trying to find those places as well, right? That allow me to get the grappling in, get the wrestling in, get everything in, so that when that does happen, we're ready to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When was your first time you ever competed? Now you said you came from a karate background, and the reason I asked this is because you
try to remember those days.
You seem super composed when you fight. Like, you don't. I've watched you through your whole amateur career, and I've seen you in your professional career. You do this so natural. Like, you don't look nervous. You're a completely different person when the cage door closes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
maybe
extreme focus. Is that from lots of competitive karate?
I don't know. I think I've always been like that. I think it was just instilled for me from my father. I guess it would be that. Like, do you want to be a lion? Do you want to be a tiger or a donkey? Like, do you want to be a tiger or a donkey? He would say. And I'm like, I want to be a tiger. You know what I mean? I want to be a tiger. You know. And so it's always been like that. And I don't know how to be any other way. Like, I can't be fake. I don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, everything has to be real. Everything has to be passionate. I have to be 100 on everything. You know what I mean? So I guess I go into like a different, I don't even remember walking out. I don't remember that
really?
stuff.
Like a dream state.
Yeah.
Do you remember the fight as it happens? Like, things that happen in the fight?
Yeah, of course. I remember that. I remember the things that are sitting in the corner from the coaches. But everyone else is tuned out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care who's reaching out to grab my hands, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't even worry about that right now. Like, I'm about to fight in the cage. Why am I even in here? You know what I'm saying? Like,
how's your parents coming from a Greek family? How do they look at you as a fighter?
I mean, my dad's a martial artist, so he takes pride in it.
Is he really?
Right?
Tell me about that.
My dad? Well, he was doing...
So then it came from somewhere. See this?
Of
Now we're getting
course.
somewhere. This
Well,
is
it's
incredible.
the Spartan blood. Yeah, we grew up with it. I mean, we had karate studios. My dad was doing pancration and grappling and
Okay.
MMA before it was MMA. You know what I mean? So we grew up like that. So I grew up with the karate background. My first fight was in junior kindergarten. You know what I mean? Like I've always fought, and it's so weird because if you ask me, do I love fighting? No, I don't. I tell anybody that. Some people are like, I love fighting. I'm like, okay, dude, good for you. I absolutely hate it. I hate it. I hate fighting, but I love winning. I love the game.
Because you're competitive.
I love the game. It's fun for me. It's how am I going to beat that person that is potentially stronger than me, maybe better than me in some areas? How do I beat this person that's in front of me right now? You know what I mean? So that is the coolest part. And that's what I love about, that's what I love about fighting. But it's the winning. You know what I mean? Other than that, I absolutely hate everything.
What's the toughest fight to date?
The toughest fight? Oh, I don't even know. I don't know. I don't really have anybody that... I don't know.
None of them are tough.
No, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be, God willing, there's another, more people that are going to be tougher. But yeah, I mean, no. I think I'm my toughest opponent.
Yeah.
Like literally me in the mirror. Everything that I don't pay attention to anybody. Like I don't care what that girl's doing in our training camp. I don't care.
You just come.
Most of the time, I don't even know their names. They're like, you're fighting this person. I just doof. Okay.
Just put it out.
Yeah.
Get the job done.
Do you know who she is? No. Do you know what? No, I don't want to know. I don't care.
Really?
No, that's it. Some people are so different. Like I talked to Dara about this as well. Some people go to sleep with their opponents in front of their face. Like they look at them, see how everybody's different. I don't want to be thinking about anybody but myself. When I'm in there, I got to worry about what I'm doing, not what she's doing. Because then, if I'm worried about what she's doing, then my game is off. She has to be worried about what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel with it. But yeah.
What do you do for work?
Fitness. I teach fitness and health and coaching.
So you're like in the mix of it all.
Yeah,
all
I teach martial arts. I teach fitness. I teach everything.
You
Yoga.
do that at RG's?
No.
Where do you do that?
This is my own business, my own company. Yeah.
And where do you do that? Just start like traveling?
Yeah, I travel.
No shit.
Yeah. I wanted to open up something, but even right now, I don't feel like it's not something.
These
that's
kind of
in
moves
line.
now are hard to do.
Yeah, that's always been a dojo is always something that I wanted. My own academy. You know what I mean? But see how times change though. Things change.
Got to roll with the punches.
Yeah, so now it's like I want to reach the world online, and then have those in-person type of moments as well, right? Because how do you reach people? It's only 24 hours in a day. I can't divide my time for this person that wants to train with me, or you got to expand online. You got to expand and do different things, right? So that's where I'm going with it. And then in the future, God willing, I have my own place if that's what's supposed to be. You know what I mean? So. I just move, I flow. I go with the flow and I flow with the go.
The gyms did a great job of changing the way they did things. They did a great job of adapting because they had no choice.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I did see a lot of gyms close up because of it.
Of course. That's a scary thing, right?
Super scary.
Yeah, like even for RG and stuff, like you have all these customers and everybody, training under you, and like if you don't take these precautions and these measures and switch it up, you have no gym. You have no future. You know what I mean? So that was a lot. So that's what people were going through, the overhead of everything. You know what I mean? Like that's a scary thing. A lot of people had to close. So yeah, that's a lot. So it was actually like I'm like, God, thank you that I didn't have something to like an overhead technically in a place with a whole bunch of people. Like that's scary. And then that's what people are going through when they had the gyms,
Yeah, because I talked to him on the phone. Maybe it was like 2 months after everything shut down. And I just called just to check in on him, see how he was doing. And he was like, that was his only job. This is what he's like, this is what I do. Like,
yeah,
this
is his life.
I could hear it in his voice. That
it's scary.
Like, wow, this is actually like for real.
Yeah.
This is for real.
This is when people started closing their doors and not being able to pay their mortgage and all that stuff. That's when this shit got scary. You know what I mean? For people, especially even for RG, so you feel, and it's like, what do you do? How do you support your coach, and how do you support everybody and all that stuff, right? But yeah, God willing, everything is slowly but surely going back, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's not even as a fighter. Yeah, you want to fight, but if your coach isn't even, not to say that he's not ready, but he's got a lot going on too.
Well, he has a whole operation.
He's got a whole operation. He's got other fighters. He's got everything to consider. So this is why I mean the vibe has to always be ready. You know what I mean? So now it's up to me as a fighter, because there's all of this, is to get my training in wherever I can right now with the people that I trust. There's I don't go to random places because people have a lot of egos, especially in this type of industry. It's disgusting, but it is what it is, right? So I go to the places that I trust. I train with the people that that I know, even if it's from a distance, right? But as a fighter, because of everything that's happened in the gym and all this, I have to take account and make sure that I'm getting my training in, right? So that's my responsibility. It's not just on the team. It's like we all have to adapt now. What are we doing? So it's everybody needs to get organized. Right?
And not everybody can do that.
That's
a hard thing to do.
Not everybody can do that.
What was your first fight? Do you remember your first fight?
No.
Really?
I don't remember. Right? Yes, I do. I think it was in Woodstock, I think.
Okay.
For Woody? I don't even know. It was...
everybody's first fight was with Woody.
Yeah, it was a fun fight.
I don't think he did. I don't think he ran that one.
I don't think he did.
I think that was Andrew Redden.
Maybe. I have no idea.
They did a show.
It was like...
Who talked you into that? Or did you talk yourself into that?
I think my first fight was with Tiana, I think. I think that's Tiana? Tia. Sorry. Tried.
Okay, that's right. It was Andrew Redden. They did a show.
Okay. Now I know who Andrew is. I remember his face now. Yeah. Yes. That was a fun
Iron
experience.
Monkey.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Future combat stars.
That one's Sarnia. So you fought in Sarnia one time. That was for Woody. No, that was
another one. Yeah.
And then there was another one in Windsor, which was Future Combat Stars.
I remember walking in these events and like Paulie, I'm like, we're walking in through like a kitchen. I'm like, this is the event? They're like, yeah, it's at like a restaurant. I'm like, what? It was like Roadhouse, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was in Sarnia.
I tripped out. I'm like, oh, they're like, don't worry, Annie. I'm like, I'm not worried. I'm like, I just want to fight. They're like, what did he say? The office will get better one day, right? I said, okay, cool. It was just grease on the floor. I'm like, I'm warming up and like between like the washrooms. I was like, what is happening, But anyway, so I remember RG saying, welcome to your new life. And he handed me the contract to like be like an amateur fighter, right? He's like, this is welcome to your new life. I'm like, oh, thank you. After doing like the 1 o'clocks and stuff, right? And they kept watching me, I guess, over like a few months, my coaches. And they just said, they always kept an eye on me, but they never really said anything until they're like, okay, we don't want anybody. We think they said I was too beautiful to fight or whatever, and I'm like, okay. And they're like, we really don't want you to fight, but like you have this potential. So like,
they weren't wrong. They weren't wrong.
If you want, here's your new life. I'm like, oh, thank you. After the 1 o'clock, and then I went to go train some clients, but and then it kind of just went from there. You know what I mean?
It's flourishing.
I hope. I feel like it's stalled right now. You know what I mean?
It's stalled for everybody.
Yeah. I feel like it should be flourishing more, but yeah.
As long as you stay ready.
Yeah.
That's the big, like you said, like just be ready and kind of hope. Mm-hmm. I think everything's going to open up. I think March. That's my guess. Like I talked to the commission last week, and he said like the Ontario Health Board has not approved any public events.
Nothing.
The commission's not even back to work.
Really?
They're still sitting at home.
It's crazy.
So, in the way things, we're going into September. The way things are going, it may be a second wave, they say, which could be, who knows. But I think we're not going to get a normal open public thing, not for a long time. I think March. That's just a guess.
That's your guess.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope they're like, yeah, everything's good, November. Bang out a show in December.
You never know.
Then you never know.
You never know, right?
They might see what happens with the elections.
Yeah, they might just pull a third wave after that. Who knows? I mean, there's too many things that are in the world that are a little bit too crooked, and you don't know what to believe in, right? But that's why we must.
But you've managed to keep such a positive attitude, and that's why I was like, I really wanted to have you on just because of your energy. I wanted to get some. I wanted to steal some of that energy because
take it.
Like you legit. Like I saw you become almost like an internet sensation because I've never seen you do that before.
I know people are so shocked, but it's so funny though. I've always been like this. Like I loved acting and dancing, and like it's so funny. Even my own like teammates, it's like what?
Come a little bit closer to
They're like, what?
There you
Like,
go.
I can only imagine, what they're thinking, right? But I've always been like this. It's so funny because when I'm in the gym, it's a totally different person. Everybody has different, there's different faces to you. I'm always real, 100%. So if I'm in the gym and I'm working, I'm working. There's no time for there's obviously fun times, of course, but that's intense. There's nothing fun about it. It's intense. You're ready to fight. You know what I mean? So that's a totally different Anastasia when I'm in the gym. And then you see the lighthearted Anastasia that dances and all this stuff and is positive. Like, I've always been positive. They know that. But it's like, what? What do you, the heck? It's kind of like they look at you, right? And I don't know. Maybe they're judging. I'm sure that some of them are.
No
Yeah.
way.
I don't give a damn though. But
No,
you know what I
shouldn't.
mean?
You
Yeah,
shouldn't.
yeah.
And the thing is, I saw your videos grow from sitting in the car.
One follower.
Right? It was.
I don't have that many followers, but still.
But it wasn't even that. It was you as a person. So I saw you were on your phone one day, and I think it was you're like, hey everybody, it's Anastasia Nikolokakos,
AKA Team Animal.
Yeah, I'm here. Just I just want to hope that you guys all have a blessed day. Stay healthy. Eat your vitamins. Stay in school. It was like one of those, but it was small. It was brief.
Yeah.
And then the video started to get a little bit longer, week to week. And then all of a sudden, it was like, and then you're like, you were dancing, and I was like, wow, like for real, it was almost like you just caught this.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just, this is the thing about me. I don't know. When these type of things happen in the world, I cannot tell, even from a little girl, it's like I don't laugh at them, but it's like I never let it affect me because I've been through so much in life. I mean, a lot of us have, but so much. And we'll talk about that another day. But it's like, I've always been like this. Like, who cares? Nobody at the end of the day doesn't really care. They do. Maybe some people do, but you're gonna be in the dirt about it. You know what I mean? Or you're gonna be positive about it because there's so many people that are like that. And it can even happen from the closest people. It could be your family that bring you down. It could be the closest people. Actually, the closest people a lot of times do bring you down. And it could be your friends or the people that they claim to be your friends. And it's like, I see right through everybody. You know what I mean? I'm all good. I'll still give you. I
always say your biggest hater is the closest person to you. Usually,
it's crazy. It's disgusting, but it is what it is. I mean, that's on you. That has nothing to do with me. I'm still gonna give you love because that's just who I am. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean I can't see you. I see you like a glass. Like I'm looking through you. Just be aware of that. And I think people do know that. I can feel these energies. I've talked to Dara about this. I can feel your energy from a phone screen. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. And sometimes people just have to, they're just going through their own path. Everybody is. And I've noticed a lot of that, especially recently. I've always noticed it, but more so since the pandemic and all that stuff, and more so since I've been on social media. It's crazy, and it's I don't even have 1 million followers yet.
Yet,
you know what I mean? So can you imagine the type of people?
People are angry,
but why?
Well, because I think they're afraid.
They are.
I think it's fear. I don't think it's like a dog is more dangerous when it's a fear bite than it's a trained bite.
Yes,
because it's fear, and I think a lot of people don't know how to handle the stresses of a pandemic. Our government, I think they did a great job. I think Canada did a great job in general.
Yeah, I would
flattening
say
the
so.
curve and.
Yep.
But I think in general, people are, even myself, for example, I find I'm more easily agitated. I'm a little more on edge.
Yeah.
And it's because I'm lacking exercise, and it's because the gyms are closed.
Yeah.
There's no. I'm not working on a fight.
Yeah, there's no outlet for you.
I don't have
there's no passion project right now.
Exactly. And so I kind of put everything into the podcast and say, you know what, let's
put the energy
try to get some sort of positivity into my life and give me something to look forward to. Not that I don't have anything to look forward to.
But you have your own individual things.
I need a project.
Yes, you are that guy. This is why even people that fight with you, they know you're passionate. And for you, I can already know anything that's not passionate in your life, you cannot, it's just it won't work for you.
No.
You need something that drives you.
Every time.
Yeah, there's every time because that's your own, not because you're a husband or a father. That's something different. Who are you? What makes you? This is what makes you. This is what makes you happy. This is what makes you want to be positive every day. So they took the fighting away. Okay. Obviously it's shit. But now you're like, oh, I got the podcast. Now I can start doing different
Yeah.
things. You know what I mean? Like being better at this now. And then when that all happens,
Yeah.
everything
Well, we
comes
made
together.
adjustments with the
Yeah.
podcast, and that was the biggest thing. Like partnering with Dara was a huge thing for me
Yeah,
too.
he's pretty
because
good.
He's incredible, man.
Yeah.
He's
real. He's real stuff.
well, he's a driven force too. Like,
Passion.
he has the same driving force, the same. We'll have conversations. Dude, I just want to be better than what I was last time. He's never
Yeah.
satisfied, and that's
Yeah.
and that shit is contagious.
It is.
When someone goes, "I'm never satisfied,"
Yeah.
it's not like your wife never satisfied because you didn't take the trash out.
Yeah.
It's somebody who's not satisfied because they just want to be better than what they were yesterday.
Yes.
And that shit is contagious, and that's the kind of
bomb.
people I need in my circle.
That's-
These are the kind of friendships that I seek out. These are the kind of people I want to be around.
That's
You know, so bringing and him and I like saying, listen, let's solidify a partnership and let's do this podcast thing together, and let's just make it the fucking coolest one that we can make it. And then so
And his
now
experience.
it's gathering steam, and people are you know, I get a chance to how hard it would be to get you in to talk to you.
Yeah, it was a while. Yeah.
But most people, everyone's got different schedules and everyone's
It's
busy.
far.
But I'm finding now it's like everybody is like, yeah, let's sit, let's talk, because I want to feel normal. This feels normal to me to
This
actually
is
say it. It doesn't
amazing.
feel like a pandemic.
Not at
anymore.
all.
You
No,
know,
not
so
at
I'm
all.
catching up, and people are shaking hands or hug you when you walk in the door. And
Yeah.
it's, you know, nobody's afraid anymore. And I think that normality coming back into our lives is therapeutic for me.
It is. Or maybe just the people around you, because you're not afraid of it anymore, are just vibing at the same level.
Yeah. Were
as
you afraid of it at first?
No.
Really? See, I
Me and
was.
Dara have talked, not at all. Like, I looked at my family, because I said I'm very spiritual, so my family knows. Like, from a little girl, I've been like this. I'm looking at them like, you guys are serious. Like, I couldn't even come in the house. I'm like, oh, hell no, I'm not freaking coming in the house. Like, I'm coming in the house. Like, you need to relax. Like,
Yeah.
guys, do you believe everything? Do you believe everything out there that the government tells you? Come on. Look out throughout history. I'm not saying that this isn't a thing.
No, I agree.
Right?
I agree.
But you watch the media every day, looking at the freaking news. What do you think you're gonna feel like? It's like me sitting in a room with a bunch of crazy people. I'm gonna end up being crazy too. You know what I mean? So take yourself out of it. It's exactly like the energy. Surround yourself with people that are on the same frequency as you. You'll start to notice that everybody else just falls off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
And I'm cool with that.
and that's okay, because they're
cool with
leaves
that.
on a tree.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
the leaves on a tree. That's all.
I always try to surround myself with positive people.
Yeah.
It's everything, because it's your makeup. It's how your daily life. If you're with people who are pushing you to be better, you're going to be better. you know?
100%, right? And that's especially since the pandemic. Like I said, I see people's true colors and all that stuff. It's like, I ain't got time for that. I love you from a distance. I see you. I wish you well.
It's funny how people react with fear.
Yeah, and then if they, it's even that too. A lot of people don't want to see other, because they're not doing good. I just spit. Sorry, I'm very
Can't even see
passionate.
it.
Just
Come a little bit closer. There you go.
what was I saying? ADHD just kicked in. Watch out.
You were saying with people.
Yeah, people, like, if you're vibrating at a high level and whatever it is, and you're happy, and it's, at the end of the day, you want to be that, and people look at you and they're judging you on that. Whose fault is that now?
Yeah.
Is it me that's got the problem, or is it you?
Did a podcast with Robin Black on this like exact topic, which was like people want to shit on you for stuff.
Of course.
It's like, how can you be not happy for somebody? They're doing what they love to do. Why would you not be happy?
I can't.
For them? Even if you don't support it, don't say anything. Just go on, keep moving.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing. Like,
Yeah.
Don't interfere. But people are like that. Unfortunately, it's sad, but
Jamie got some bad flack from two different people.
What happened?
yeah, I got.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
Twice I got.
Somebody that was on the podcast?
No, just random,
About to slay them.
like comments on threads from different podcasts. I had somebody say that I was racist.
People are crazy. That's why.
Yeah, because so Champion 1313 and Studio 88. So I was actually on Robin's post, so he had shared the podcast that we had done, and the guy said, "Does this guy have neo-Nazi ties?" Because Studio 88 is a neo-Nazi or a Nazi number, and 1313 has something to do with
You're like, I don't know.
racism. And I'm like, And I didn't
No,
know.
I'm about to
actually
switch up my number right now.
And here's the thing.
But you can't do that because that's your number.
And the thing is I almost did.
See that?
We had the conversation because he told me about it. I had never seen it. And he goes, "Yo, did you see that?" And I was like, "No." And then I went and looked. I commented on it, strictly to explain myself. Which
I feel like you didn't even have to.
Here's the thing.
But I get
The guy
it.
wasn't a super tick about it.
No, he was cool about it. And when I explained the numbers, when I explained Champion 1313 was the Munsters, which was my favorite show when I was a kid. It was like, do you remember? You know the Munsters? You probably don't
The
know.
Monsters is are
It's
they
like a
the
black-
monsters under the bed? Is that the movie?
No, it was like it was a TV show, and it was like it was filmed in I think the 50s. Like 50s or 60s, but there were monsters. There was a Frankenstein.
I feel like yes,
It was
I know.
like there was like
is
Adam's.
it Frankenstein?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was a
his
legit
whole
Frankenstein,
family,
and his
right?
whole family, but they were all
Yes.
monsters.
Yes.
Right, but they got prejudice all the time.
Of
they were
course.
always like because they were different, but they weren't evil monsters. They were just monsters.
Yeah.
That
was just their
life.
race, yeah.
It was my favorite show as a kid, and they lived at 1313 Mockingbird Lane. So 1313 just resonated. It stuck with me. I like that. I just put my favorite TV show in Studio 88.
That's amazing. You named it
Is-
1313 because of that.
But the 88 is the day and the month my father passed away.
Okay.
Right. So
It just
when
so
I saw
happened.
I said, 88, I just kind of, and we discussed it. I go, maybe we'll change the name. I don't want, I'm like, maybe go 888 because there was the day, the month, and the year my father passed away. It still worked. It was still, I just kind of wanted to have a little piece of him and whatever the things I was doing. So that was the point of it. But the fact that somebody saw that and that was the first conclusion that they jumped to was, does this guy have neo-Nazi ties? And I was like, wow, the internet is mean.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Like they don't give a shit. They're
Nobody
just,
does.
and that was when it happened, I was like, okay, that's,
That was during the pandemic.
yeah, I'm like, I
July.
I understand. People will say shit, and I guess.
But can you imagine what famous people go through too? Like people talking shit on Instagram. At the end of the day, you got. That's what I'm saying. You just got to keep vibing on your own. Do it. Your own. Just do you.
But I just think what it is I think because it's small and it's not like I have a million followers. If you have a million followers, you can totally ignore a million because you can't keep up with it.
Yeah, but it's
But
close.
when it's personal and it's small. And it's
You're about
such
to go
a
to their
niche-
house and knock on their door.
you feel like that way,
Right,
you feel like you want to do that. And somebody else said a comment one time said basically it was like saying I was stupid, and it was they commented on the same podcast, and ironically enough, in the podcast we were talking about trolls on the internet, people saying shit online, and and because Robin at the time people had some saying things online, and he actually interacted.
Of course,
he lost his cool,
Uh-huh.
which is completely out of character.
Yeah.
And then he explained himself after. He's like, look, I'm like, we're not perfect. People make mistakes. I'm going to have a bad day.
Yeah.
My days aren't all, people aren't always, you could have woke up this morning, you could have found out that a family member passed away or your lover cheated on you. Or, like, there's so many variables. You could have lost your job. So people are upset and they're unhappy, and you're allowed to have a fucking bad day.
Yeah.
Because you're a human being. So the whole podcast was kind of geared around that, him like rationalizing his thoughts on not lashing out against the public that are saying shit because someone's always going to say stuff. And he said, he's like, Jamie, if people are happy in their own lives, they wouldn't say negative things to anybody.
Exactly.
If you're happy, you're not gonna talk shit about somebody.
Yeah.
You're happy.
If you're happy, you ain't got
you're
time.
on that different wavelength.
There you go.
Right. So ironically enough, somebody commented on it. Basically, it was like saying I was dumb, and I was like, the whole podcast was about you internet fucking trolls.
Yeah.
Like, you guys talking shit. This was but it hurt my feelings.
Yeah, because you're a good person.
I
That's
was
why.
struck.
Because
I laughed. I read it and I actually laughed. I was like,
it's more like a nervous laugh.
No, it was a legit. It made me chuckle. I was like, oh, that, and then I was like, oh, that was about me. Hold on a second. And I'm not gonna lie, like, yeah, it bothered me for a couple of days. But then I got thinking about it. And Dar said it, like
your truth will transcend any illusion.
Yeah, like these guys are gonna talk shit
I mean?
because they're miserable in their
jelly.
own lives. There could be jealousy or
Envious,
it could
whatever
be
the case may be.
whatever it is.
That's not up to you.
I
to
feel
decide.
bad for that person
100%.
now that you had to go online to try to put somebody else down to make yourself feel better
Yeah,
because you're shallow in your own life. I feel sorry for you.
Yeah. Like I want to help you. Take my hand. Like I would love to help you.
And
Seriously though, you know?
yeah, they need help. I would never shit on somebody's success
disgusting. Why
or
would
their choices and the things that they do. It's those kind of guys in your life that they're, you know.
Yeah, and you'll know. And then I'm saying, as you start to just know your own worth, sometimes you don't know it. You think you do, but you don't. And it's actually those people that kind of put everything into perspective for you, right? People like that. You're like, oh, that person was close to me, and they're like that. Okay, I see you. Now I'm gonna move. I'm moving up. You can't come with me, then you're gonna be left behind. Not because I want you, because you don't want to ascend in your own life. You know what I mean?
It's about growth.
It's about growth at the end of the day in any aspect. It doesn't have to be with just fighting. It's just in any area of life. Like you want to be better. And
It just made me think of that because you were saying, you know, like people talk shit sometimes because they're not happy for you seeing you do the things that you do.
yeah, that was a long time. It was like 15 minutes ago. Yeah, we got to this.
Yeah, sorry.
You know, no,
Yeah,
this
sorry.
is how talking is, though. I love
Yeah,
it. It's like, you know, it goes everywhere, and that's what it's about, right?
But your vibe is like definitely cool, man. You're cool, chick. I
I'm
like
all right.
that.
I'm all right.
How we doing for time here, bro?
Around 45 minutes.
For about 45 minutes. Okay, you want to wrap this up and call it in? I know you have another project you're working on today.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Why don't you tell people about like what you're doing on your Instagram?
Team Annie Animali. Tell me all about this.
Okay. Well,
And how do people find you? How to
So
if
I
someone
just-
wants to sign up to this, how do they do that?
yeah, so I just literally everything that was there's so many things that go on behind the scenes, as you know, for when you're doing your organization of like putting a show on. Just when I got on social media, which I teach martial arts and I have my clients and that's it. I said, so how do we expand? Okay, social media, but I need a website. So I've been working on it, you know, behind the scenes with my team, you know, and I even had Dara and all that stuff, you know, because I have projects that I want to launch because life is happening and we ain't got time to be living in the past. So what I'm doing on social media is just I want everybody to vibe higher. So I'm that person. If you want to jump on the Team Annie Animale vibe, let's do it. So I just released the website yesterday. I'm doing an outdoor boot camp. I've been wanting to do this for a very long time because
What's the website address?
teamannieanimale.com.
How are everyone gonna remember that?
Yeah, but
one more time. It's actually easy to remember when you
Team Annie Animale.
Annie Animale.
That's it. It's my name. So it's the same as my Instagram, everything, right?
Spell it out for us. We'll put the link on it.
TEAMANNIE
Yep.
male male AMALE.
Annie
Yeah,
Animale.
we'll throw it on a link.
You just but
We'll throw a link
but
for
nobody
the team,
it's just a link, right? It's just a link. So I've been wanting since the pandemic. I've literally for the past 3 months wanted to do this outdoor bootcamp because I have so many clients, people that I've worked with in the past, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're on social media, Annie." Like, what do you mean? I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "If you ever do anything, you know, and you do the outdoor boot camps, you do this stuff, let us know." So I'm like, okay, I need a website. I need these projects. So I did this. I worked with Dara, and just because I love vibing high, and I saw everybody around me, even including my family and closest people, I'm like, I need to give back. Like, wow, like everybody's their energy's so wow. Like I'm like, I wish people just understood like how to be better. You know what I mean? But it's not easy. Sometimes you need people to lift you up, right? So I'm like, okay, what can I do to give back? Oh, I'm going to do this 5-week ab blast. So over the pandemic, I had my clients. A lot of people, you know, were scared, so we didn't end up training. I have a twin sister, Alexandra. I love her. We already know this. So Alex is like, Annie, like, I want to get fit again. Like I want to be like the twins. Cause when we grew up, it was like the twins are on that team. Oh my God. Like the twins. And she's like, I want to be that again. I'm like, okay, you'll be my mini project type of thing. Right. So we transformed her core. I'm like, you got to change everything, twin. Like your eating habits. Like you'll be my project and let's kill it. Right. So over the pandemic, we killed it. She killed it. And her body just transformed. So I said, she started posting like her photos, right, and tagging me in them. I'm like, you know what? And people are like, oh my God, look at your twins like abs. I'm like, I know, right? I'm like, and the people, I'm like, ding ding, like this thought came, like, what could I do to give back? I'm like, you know what? Because everybody's literally messaging me. I got like heaps of messages about that course specifically. I'm like, well, because we've been training. I'm like, let me just launch a 5-week ab blast. Let's see. I said, so I went on social media and I said, does anybody want to join this 5-week ab blast? Or do you want to know what I do to stay fit? My 5 favorite exercises, whatever it is. And people started messaging me. So then I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. For free. just to give back because everybody was like, Annie, like, I miss your training. Like so you got people that are really fit and people just fell off. And people were, even my own clients were, people in even the past were like, I'm so scared to even reach out to you. I'm embarrassed. I'm like, what the hell are you embarrassed about? Like, let's do this together. So then I launched the 5-week Ab Blast with Dara, and it was crazy. And the community just keeps growing, and and that's what it came about. So that's what I launched, and I said, people are like, okay, we want more. So then I created the website, and so now we're doing the outdoor boot camp. We're doing the next 5-week Ab Blast completely free with a twist. So it's not just about because the transformations were amazing for their course. But people want total body as well. So I added the twist. We're launching it next weekend.
That's
so
incredible.
yeah, so that's it. It's just about giving back at the end of the day. It's not always
so
about
the
money.
whole program is free?
That 5-week Ab Blast, yes.
No
with
shit.
a twist. It's free. Yeah. So it's for anybody. And it's a 5-minute routine. People don't have time. You know what I mean? Like moms, dads, whatever, right? People, when they look at me, yeah, okay, I motivate you. But people want to see other people like them. Like another dad getting fit or another mom, people that relate to them. So I said, okay, 5 minutes a day, do it twice. This is the challenge. And then we're adding the twist to it. So it's a total body. So pretty much if you're on the challenge and you sign up for it free, like I said, it's on the website, you just click and then you're pretty much in and we're launching it. And it's a private group, right? So whoever signs up, it's a private group. We're in there vibing together. There's like 300 people in the group. I want it to be 1,000. I want it to keep growing. You know what I mean? And that's just because I want to give back. So, yeah, so I don't even know what I was saying with this. But yeah, it's about transforming their cores and their entire body now. So 5 minutes a day. That's it. Twice a day for the challenge, for the ab blast, and the actual
Do you offer nutritional
total
advice?
body. Yeah, I do.
So you do all that
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah. And I work
That's
with my
cool,
nutritionist
man.
as well. So yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's a good vibe. That's
Yeah.
it. So that's what it's about right now.
That's
So
some
we just want to
cool
keep
shit.
expanding, right?
Yeah, I love your energy.
Thank you.
Annie, like your energy is contagious, and I'm glad you're here today
Thank
because
you.
you're
I'm happy to be here.
set my evening off on the right track. I'm gonna
Hey.
go home, eat some clean food, try some 5-minute abs maybe. Try it
Yeah,
out.
do it up. I'm telling you, it's just 5-minute routine. Do with wifey. Both
Yeah.
of you sign up right now. Go to the website. Seriously, click on it. You'll see the outdoor bootcamp schedule. And then right beside you, you'll see the Ab Blast.
So
and
is
the
it all
twist.
video? So they watch you on a video, and
So
you
the
do-
Ab Blast is on video.
Okay.
It's through Facebook.
Okay.
So it's a private link. You get added. I send you guys like messages back and forth because I like to vibe with people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just like, hey, I want to get to know you. What if you're a freaking crazy ass that joins the group and starts talking shit in the group where people are trying to be better? You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have to knock on your door and kick your ass. So that's why I say, you know what I mean? That's why I say vibe with me through Instagram first. I send voice notes back and forth. And that's it. 5 minutes a day. Get it done twice a day. You get the little the twist, which is total body. And the rules are all there. And that's it. You do it for 5 weeks. And you do it before, a middle picture, and an after. And you just transform your body. It's literally that simple. And it's
That
for free.
easy.
It's for free.
You can't beat that.
I mean, why not?
You can't beat that. Annie, I truly hope. I wish you all the success.
Thank you.
I hope everything comes back to normal, and I hope I at least get to showcase you one more time.
I hope it doesn't
Two
go
more
back
times,
to normal.
third
I think I want it better than the normal. I want it different normal.
I agree, and I think what'll change is we'll go back with people will be more ferocious. People need an outlet. People will need some sort of normality.
Just take the masks off, and that'll be it.
Exactly.
Eventually, that's it. We're all normal. All of a sudden, the masks are gonna be off, like in like a week.
And we'll forget about it. It'll be a history book story.
Thanks.
History book.
Yeah,
story.
God willing. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Annie Nikolokakos.
Thank you guys.
Beautiful.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.